Hello and welcome to The Informative World. And today we are going to discuss various divisibility rules of different numbers. So before we begin understanding divisibility rules of different numbers, we first need to know that why do we need divisibility rules? So, why do we need divisibility rules? So, we need divisibility rules to check whether a particular number is divisible by the given number or not. Suppose if I give you a number and I ask you that tell me that whether this number is divisible by the other number or not. So will you be able to make out? So this is the only reason. Divisibility rules help you to check whether a particular number is divisible by the other number or not. Now let's begin with divisibility rule of the number 2. So divisibility rule of the number 2 says that if on the ones place an even number is there, then the number is divisible by 2. That means if the number's last digit, if the number is ending with an even number, or if the number's last digit is an even number, then that number is divisible by 2. For example, 20. So over here 0 is an even number. 28. 8 is an even number. So 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8 are some even numbers. So because 20 and 28 are ending with even numbers, that is why both 20 and 28 are divisible by 2. Coming on to our next divisibility rule is divisibility rule of 3. So divisibility rule of 3 says that if the sum of the number is divisible by 3, then the complete number gets divisible by 3. Like 456. If I am going to add it, then the sum will come as 15. So 15 is divisible by 3. 3 5s is 15. 15 comes in the table of 3. Hence 15 is divisible by 3. So because 15 is divisible by 3, the number 456 is also divisible by 3. Number 456 is divisible by 3 because the sum is divisible by 3. 23. 2 plus 3 will give me 5. 5 is not divisible by 3. So the number 23 is not divisible by 3. The sum should be divisible by 3. Then only the number will be divisible by 3. Now, divisibility rule of 4 says that if the last two digits are divisible by 4, then the complete number is divisible by 4. Like if the last two digits, that means the tens and the ones. Like in divisibility rule of 2, it was like the ones, the number at the ones place should be even. Similarly over here in the divisibility rule of 4 says that the last two digits, that means the tens and the ones. So if the tens and the ones are divisible by 4, then the complete number will be divisible by 4. 196. So tens and the ones. So over here, because tens and the ones are divisible by 4, the complete number 196 is divisible by 4. You can see over here 9312. Last two digits, that means tens and the ones, 12. So number 12, the last two digits, that means 1 and 2, that means 12, comes in the table of 4. 4 3s is 12. So because 12 is divisible by 4, the complete number 9312 is divisible by 4. Next divisibility rule is of 5. So divisibility rule of 5 says that the number should end with either 0 or 5. So if the number ends with 0 or 5, that means if on the ones place 0 or 5 is there, then the number will be divisible by 5. So if the last digit is 0 or 5, the number is divisible by 5. For example, 600. So over here 0 is the last digit. So 600 is divisible by 5. 705 last digit is 5. That means that 705 is divisible by 5. Now, divisibility rule of 6 says that if a particular number is divisible by both 2 and 3, then that number will be divisible by 6. So first we need to check the divisibility by 2 and 3 of that particular number. So 18. So the divisibility rule of 2 says that the last digit should be even. So yes, 8 is an even number. It is divisible by 2. Sum of the numbers, this is the divisibility rule of 3. So 9, 3 3s are 9. That means 18 is divisible by 3 too. That means the number 18 is divisible by 6. Because the number is divisible by both 2 and 3, the number will be divisible by 6. If the number is not divisible by any of the one, then the number will not be divisible by 6. Even suppose the number is not divisible by 3, but it is divisible by 2, then the number will not be divisible by 6. This is because it is compulsory for the number to be divisible by both 2 and 3. Now, divisibility by 8. So like in the divisibility rule of 4 says that the last two digits, that means the tens and the ones, should be divisible by 4. Similarly, over here the rule of 8 says that the ones, tens and hundreds should be divisible by 8. That means the last three digits should be divisible by 8. So 1672. 672 is divisible by 8. That means the complete number 1672 is divisible by 8. Divisibility rule of 9 is similar to divisibility rule of 3. So over here, the sum of the numbers, that means by adding on whatever we get, if it is divisible by 9, then that complete number will be divisible by 9. So 3 plus 6 is 9. So 9 of course is divisible by 9. That means the number 36 is divisible by 9. Our next divisibility rule is divisibility rule of 10. So it's very simple. If the number ends with 0, then that number will be divisible by 10. That means that if on the ones place 0 is there, then that number is divisible by 10. Like 20,000. Number is ending with 0, is divisible by 10. 210, number is ending with 0, divisible by 10. 205680. Ending with 0, number is ending with 0, divisible by 10. It's compulsory for the number to end with 0 to be divisible by 10. Now, our next divisibility rule is of 11. Now, if the difference of the sum of the alternate digits is 0 or 11, the number will be divisible by 11. See, I am given a number by my teacher. My teacher is saying, tell me that whether this number is divisible by 11 or not. So what am I going to do? First, I need to take the sum of the alternate digits out. When I take the sum out, I need to subtract the sum. So in the difference, if I get 0 or 11, then my number will be divisible by 11. So 1, 3, 3, 1. Sum of the alternate digits, 1 plus 3, 4, 3 plus 1, 4. So 4 minus 4 will give me 0. That means number 1331 is divisible by 11. In example 2, similarly, 81,345. sum of this set of alternate digits 5 plus 3 plus 8 is given me the sum as 16. The second set of alternate digit is giving me the sum as 5. So when I subtract 16 by 5, I am getting 11. That means the number 81,345 is divisible by 11. It's time to have some fun now. Is it divisible by 5? In these apple numbers are written, we need to tell it whether they are divisible by 5 or not. So divisibility rule of 5 says that the number should end with 0 or 5. 75, yes, because it is ending with 5. 44, no. 300, it is ending with 0, yes. No. 1 not. 44 also not. 123, no. 20, yes. 1501, no. 662, no. 826, no. 6567, no. 835, yes. 499, no. 325, yes. 1000, yes. 7220, yes. 691, no. 40, yes. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.